Okay, so let's start off by just reading out each pill because you don't have to put this on YouTube, so I gotta
Ah,
introduce the pills
me too, man.
to the
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hit
the
me.
yellow pill is your reaction time speeds up by 3 frames, and I'll need to ask you about this one in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm a
Yeah.
little confused by this one. All right, green pill is you become the best in the world at your character, but you can only play a character lower than Luigi on the tier list.
Mm-hmm.
The blue pill, if an advanced tech involves using shine, you can execute it 100% perfectly every time.
Every time.
I personally, I don't know how I feel about that one. Orange pill, you always play at your physical peak. Your hands don't get sore. You're unaffected by sleep loss. Your controller always works, etc. That one's nice. That one's nice. Yeah, I could just keep going. Red pill.
Keep going.
You practice 3 times as efficiently as normal and struggle less to readjust when switching characters. This is the one that Leffen said he'd think less of you as a human if you didn't
pick this pill. That's right. That's
right.
Leffen loves the red pill.
Right. And then pink pill, you can go into an avatar state where every retired pro player can coach you from within your own head. Gray pill, you always execute at least 1-0 to death at some point during the first 3 stocks of a game. That's the spark pill.
That's the spark pill. Yep.
And then you got the black pill. You always get seated in the luckiest possible place in bracket, and you never run into any inconveniences when traveling to and attending tournaments.
All right, yellow pill.
Okay.
So this is actually the Drug Fox pill. I was talking to Drug Fox about this in Discord. He said he doesn't want to put any public opinions out there, but long story short,
Why? He's worried about
he doesn't want to.
influences-
He just doesn't want to argue. He doesn't want to get into arguments with people, is what he was saying. But he was saying yellow pill, no brainer. I mean, okay, so here's the thing about reaction time speeding up by 3 frames. I think the yellow pill, straight up, I think the yellow pill is probably going to be in my top tier. So, I mean, a couple things happen, right? One, obviously, you're going to perfectly tech chase every time. Sure, that stuff is pretty obvious. You're going to react to DI perfectly. But even your edge guarding is going to get a lot better. There's a lot of edge guards where the reason the edge guard is a read is because you're basically banking on human reaction time. Part of the reason the yellow pill is so strong is it's your peak as a player is just now going to be higher than every other player's. Like if you take a top player like Leffen or something and you give him the yellow pill, everything about him gets better. His neutral, like in tight situations, imagine like a fox is naring in or something and you have to be able to read whether they're going to drift back or fast fall or not. All of a sudden, in those situations, he's going to be right basically every time.
Right.
I mean, your neutral gets better. Your punish game obviously becomes basically flawless at this point, which is what I was telling Spark about the gray pill, which we'll get to.
Okay, so what's the drawback of this pill then? Because I can't seem to think of one the way you're explaining it.
Well, I think the drawback is that if you're not already a top player, it's not very easy to use, right? I mean, Leffen said, and I think this is very accurate, if I play Leffen today and I have 3 frame reaction, like imagine I have no delay, but he has 3 frames of delay. Well, I think he's still going to beat me, right? I think that the yellow pill gives you a pretty negligible immediate power up. I think your peak is just insane.
Yeah.
Right?
This is like a top 20 pill.
This is a top 20 pill.
This is a top 20 pill. If you get there, then you pop this pill and then you jump into the top 5.
I mean, I think that this ultimately is like if you're playing the long game and your goal is to become the best player, I guess. I mean, even like someone like me, like I feel like I'm gonna surpass my immediate peers pretty quickly if I take this pill. But that doesn't mean that I'm gonna beat Leffen. But I do think that there's gonna be some immediate advantages. But like the better you get, the more obvious this pill's effects are gonna become.
But the drawback is if you're not already there, this pill's not gonna do anything for you.
Right. Which brings us to the green pill.
Yeah, this pill, I think
man.
this pill is, I'll just be honest, I think it's very clearly on the bottom end. At most, I think you're just going to be a Dr. Mario in the top 20.
Yeah.
So like, if you want to be like a fringe top 100 Zelda, then you pop this pill, you could do it.
Yeah. And yeah, depending on who you are, I mean, if you've never touched the game, if I give the green pill to my mom, that's the best, right?
That's
like
sick,
that's the best one. Sure, her Roy is now better than Zane or something.
Benefit as like a good player would be if you're like a top like 100 to top 80 Falco, and you're like, I'm tired of this. I want to break into the top 50. So then you go Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
like like you could do that, I guess, right? But no top player would really take this pill. So then the blue pill.
So,
I need you to explain this one.
This is an interesting pill. So the maximum possible interpretation with this pill is one that I saw YCZ post. I disagree with his interpretation. His interpretation is basically if anything you're going for involves the shine, it's going to work. Now that interpretation is ridiculous because do you get magical perfect reaction if they're going for shine? Well, if that's the case, my neutral is going to revolve around shine nairing and shine up smashing, and they're magically all going to hit because it says that it works perfectly every time. I don't think that's fair. I don't think you should get literal TAS reaction speed if you're going for something involving the shine. I think that's too silly. If that was the case, I mean, Blue Pill SSS, you literally turn into TAS. It's too much.
Should it actually include like following the DI in that case? No, right? Like it ends at the up smash.
I think it ends at, I think the way you interpret this one is like, imagine you basically have macros on your controller and you can press the macro and it does whatever you want it to do.
The shine thing, right?
Here's the thing. There is a very, so I've got to tell a little bit of story. I told this in my stream chat earlier, but at Revival of Melee 7, there's a famous story when Hack's Money had first switched to Fox. He executed something against in a friendly set against Hungrybox called the Strat. You go to the ledge, you laser the Puff, right? And then you go to the ledge and you invincibly ledge stall until they get near to you, and then you invincibly ledge dash past them, and you go to the other side of the stage, and you laser them for that side of the stage, and then you go to the ledge as soon as they get close. I mean, the reason you don't go for the strat is because, well, it's pretty lame, but the practical reason you don't go for the strat is because you got to do this for 8 minutes to tie someone out, and you're gonna miss a ledge dash.
Yeah.
Consider that with the Blue Pill, you're gonna get frame perfect shine Firefox stalling, and -1 frame because you spend a frame doing the shine. And you're also gonna get frame perfect ledge dashing -1 frame because you're doing the shine. And that's perfect gallant -1 is way better than anyone's doing consistently. So you now have perfectly reliable ledge dashes. Exactly. So all of a sudden, if you really wanted to, you could
just be invincible.
The strat. I think with that in mind, the Blue Pill is a little bit of a dark horse.
Really? Okay. Orange Pill. I think this one is so fire. My number one problem at tournaments is feeling like I didn't play my best. I could win the tournament and I still will have problems feeling like I didn't play my best. With the Orange Pill, I feel like the Orange Pill gives you the most honest potential peak, and you're also going to feel incredibly good about it.
You're going to feel great.
You're never going to feel like you totally cheated the system. You kind of did, but if you end up getting first at Genesis because of this pill, you're not going to be like feeling like you just won a CS tournament with like aimbot, right? You're going to feel like, I did that. Yeah. I did that, right? Yeah. And it's still going to be up to you, but but it's only going to be up to you. Nothing else is going to change your success potential. And I think that is so dope.
And when you consider the implications of physical peak, isn't nervousness isn't that kind of a physical reaction? Isn't, your stress hormones, your cortisol spiking?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a physical reaction? You're not getting nervous. You're just playing your best melee all the time.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And how do you feel after you play your best melee? Do you feel great?
Oh, you feel great, dude. Someone in my chat earlier, they said orange pill for wellness, and I loved that.
Orange pill for wellness,
dude. Yeah. Consider the following. Maybe your goal is to become the best player, but maybe another one of your goals is also, maybe I want to enjoy this game well into my golden years. Maybe I want to be able to play great melee when I'm 60, literally. And if I take the orange pill, I'm always playing my physical peak forever. I get to enjoy Super Smash Bros. Melee for the rest of my life.
If you take this
Hugo, people in my chat are making Hugo jokes. I just wanted to
that's fine. That's okay. I understand. Okay. If you don't only care about getting first place, you just want to feel good about playing Melee. This is the wellness pill. I like how that person said it.
Agreed.
I like this one a lot.
I think orange pill is underrated.
Yeah.
The red pill. This is the Leffen pill. Here's the thing. Melee is a very deep game. I don't think any of us are really near our peaks. Mango and Zane are basically racing still to improve faster than each other. I mean, I don't think either one of them is as good as they're going to be in 3 years if they're improving at the rate they're going at now. And if and this pill is kind of, I mean, this is for everybody. If you're a relatively new player, you're gonna improve very fast with this pill. If you're a good player, if you're Mango or Zane, if one of them takes this pill, well, you're leaving the other one in the dust. It's a race, and you're going to win that race. For practical purposes, you're going to be sick. And Leffen raises another good point, which is, he's good at practicing. He said to me, look, I don't think, even with how good I am at practicing, I don't think my practice is even 2 times as efficient as your practice, if we're both practicing. I think maybe I practice 1.25x as efficiently as you do, tops.
Right.
Right? Okay.
And that makes a huge difference.
That's a huge
crazy difference. I guess to give like a visual of this, if Zane, when he started, I believe he's a doc kid, so he started like let's say he started 2014.
Mm-hmm.
If he took this pill in 2014, he'd be 2020 Zane in 2016, which would put him way ahead of everybody else at that point.
Yeah.
And then it's just going to get worse, right? 2018, he's like, what, 2026 Zane? 2027 Zane? I don't know what he'd be, but he'd be something like that, right?
Yeah.
A Zane we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, he'd be some shit.
And no one can ever catch up to him.
No.
It's gonna come down to his work, though, because, you still have to practice, right?
You still have to practice.
So we're just assuming that he puts in the same amount of Zane work that he does right now. It's just going to be 3 times better. So Pink is I think it's laughable. I don't think this one has any business being ranked anywhere higher than bottom tier. Okay, so you can go into an avatar state. First of all, I don't even know what that means. Where every imagine it's like Star Wars. I'm not going to spoil anything, but Star Wars, the last one. It works in Star Wars because you have people like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn that essentially retired, right?
Yeah.
Chillin' dude is no Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
Ken's
you know what I'm saying?
Ken's like, just use more mind games, bro.
Yeah, D.A. West, fuck him up. Like, that's no, right? That's not Qui-Gon Jinn.
And then Armada tells me, like, just do a perfect zero-death combo. And I'm like, how? What do you mean?
This one sucks so bad.
This one's so awful. I think the only guy I want to talk to with the pink pill is Drunk Fox. I'm telling all those other motherfuckers to shut the fuck up. I only want to hear from Drunk Fox right now. All right? Leave me alone.
That's the funny thing, right? You're going to hear from, like, the way this sounds, it says every retired pro gets to coach you, right? So you're going to, assuming you have the ability, like some spider sense thing, where you could take all that information in all at once. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have like some good advice from like Armada and Drug Fox, but then after that it's gonna be chillin' dude going, "That's my dog," or like when you're like struggling to make a decision, you're like, "Ken, what should I do?" He's like, "I don't know. He wouldn't go any kind of way." Like you're just not gonna have the right kind of advice. The fact that you have to take every retired pro player's advice, it sucks. It's terrible.
It's terrible. It's gonna get noisy in there. I don't know, man. So the great pill. This is the spark pill.
Okay.
This is one Spark picks. And so my first thought, right, I read this and my first thought was like, all right, look, I mean, the top players are zero and deathing each other all the time, right? I mean, if you watch a Mango Zane set, like, dude, they combo each other back and forth. Zero deaths are not that uncommon at the top level, and this is definitely nice to have, but I mean, my argument to Spark, my initial argument was, hey man, if you want to zero death some spacies, take the yellow pill and you're going to reaction tech chase him to death every time and edge guard him to death every time. But here's the thing. This pill doesn't truly shine against spacies. This pill shines against floaties. Because now, every time you play H-Box, there's a stock where he turns his brain off and lets you just zero to death him. That's insane.
Well,
That's
you know what?
Good. The simplest way to think about this is you're playing 4-stock to 3-stock melee every game of your life.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big deal. I mean,
it's a big deal.
Every game is a big deal.
It's a big deal, but the only problem is if you're comparing it to the orange pill where it's just you still playing the game, like the gray pill kind of like gives you a little bit of a shortcut, but it doesn't feel as good and it's not as powerful. And it's like, I think everything it tries to do, I just rather have the orange pill.
Or even like maybe the red pill. Like you're so good that you're going to get more zero deaths all the time.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Like, so the gray pill, like just compared to these other ones could be okay, but when you compare it to other pills that are doing kind of the same thing, like on some wellness pill, quality of life shit,
it does feel potentially a little lackluster.
Yeah, it just pales in comparison, in my opinion.
Here's the thing, though: if you're trying to make a combo video, man, I think Monkey takes this pill every day.
Let's think about this, dude. What will it do to your career? Like just in terms of like getting a sponsor or like being hype on Twitter, or getting a fan base, getting subs on your stream. If you pretty much turn kind of into like a nun or a Moki, right?
Yeah.
Where every single game you ever play, you're going to get one of these crazy zero to deaths.
On anyone.
On every single character.
Every player.
Every single player you ever play.
Shit.
So you're just going to be all over Reddit. You're just going to be highlight reel after highlight reel. They're going to call it the U stock, right? Kind of like a Johnny stock.
The Johnny stock, yeah.
Except it's automatic. They're going to be like, oh, is he going to do it?
Yeah.
He did it again.
He did it again. Just like every other match he ever plays, but only once.
Yeah, this is
game. He never does it twice a game.
Now, the black pill, which I think is highly underrated. I think it's super underrated. So the drawback in my mind is that everyone's going to see that you're literally just getting the best fucking brackets every tournament. People are probably going to hate you, to be honest.
People are probably going to hate you. Yes, people are going to hate you. This comes at there's a very monkey's paw thing going on with this one. The most generous interpretation of this pill is ridiculous. Practical Task in the chat just said mango with black pill means Melee lives forever. True. It is worded like you always get seeded in the luckiest possible place. But if you take the luck thing to the extreme, imagine that every round of your bracket is, oh, who do I have next? Oh, I have Gar, who upset Umarth, who upset SFAT. And then the round after that, you have like Bizarro Flame, who upset Daryl, who upset IBDW. And that's all of your brackets till the end of time. The problem then is that Melee fucking dies because every tournament you enter, the top 8 is going to be so fucking boring and stupid. It's going to be all these low-level players.
No, I disagree. It's going to be hype, dude. You don't think that people are going to get hype because somehow, right, like Bizarro Flame upsets IBDW, Zane, Mango, just so you could get Bizarro Flame at Winter Summits. You know what I mean?
I think that's hype for a while. I think that's hype for a while, but then eventually,
that'll be hype forever.
After you said after Mango's not going to be in any top 8s. You realize that?
He will never be in top. Unless he's on the other side. Unless he's on the. No, he actually wouldn't. No, he really wouldn't. Because you still need someone much easier than Mango to face off against his final. Shit.
Yeah, finals will never be good. It's like, wow, for the 5th tournament in a row, it's fucking Toph versus Dunk. I'm going to try to go by the literal wording of this text, which is you get seeded in the luckiest possible place in bracket. And if that's all it is, if it's just seeding, then it's not that much of a buff. If it's just seeding itself can only go so far. This doesn't have any implications then on, other people beating other people. If it's just seeding, I don't think it's that great. Even with the second part of the clause, or the second clause, which is not running into any inconveniences when traveling to and attending tournaments. Well, that's okay. And maybe the value of that goes up if you're somebody like Leffen, your visa's never getting denied. Armada, he's never running into problems with Delta Airlines. But
yeah, just direct flights. Yeah.
But for someone like you or me, I do think there are better pills. Why people are saying that the black pill cures coronavirus? Why does the black pill cure coronavirus? Practical Task. Practical Task has been yelling at me in chat because you couldn't travel. You can't travel to tournaments right now because COVID is a thing. So for there to be no inconveniences traveling to tournaments, COVID would have to be cured. So taking the black pill would eliminate COVID? Is that where you're going with this?
That's silly. That's a stretch.
I mean, that's a little bit of a stretch because you could also consider that maybe the U.S. government just lifts all the restrictions and everyone lets you travel, but really we're all dying left and right from COVID. What do you think about that? Yeah, I think we need those inconveniences traveling to tournaments right now because of COVID.
Right.
So maybe the black pill really kills all of us.
Yeah, the black pill is fucking crazy, dude. The
black pill's great. We got to stay away from the black pill, man.
And in the same vein, like, what if, like, curing coronavirus means that our government takes it seriously? So, like, there's, like, a coup, and then the government gets replaced, and then they actually fucking fix shit.
Yeah, it's like you take the black
Bernie
pill.
Bernie Sanders marches on the White House with, like, a squad, a straight-up militia, takes it over, and then he fixes everything, and that's how the black pill makes it so that Dunk makes it to Grand Prix. That's it. That's what it does. That pill's fucking crazy.
That pill's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, fuck that shit, man. That shit sounds like some butterfly effect, quantum nonsense. I'm staying far away from that pill. That pill is way too much power. Fuck that pill.
What would be your lowest?
I think the pink pill has to be the lowest. I think that for top players, you don't need Armada in your ear. You know what you're doing. If you're a newbie, do you really need a coach telling you what to do? I mean, you just need to practice. I think the pink pill only finds use if you're kind of a mid-level player, maybe trying to reach a high-level player, or if you don't know matchups. It's so niche. If you're not using the pink pill because you want to talk to Michael Jordan, I don't think you're using the pink pill.
Yeah, I agree. I'm saying that the pink pill is easily the worst. Yeah, definitely bottom tier. It's a funny pill.
It's a funny pill.
It's a goof. It's like a prank pill. Right.
Yeah.
You give someone the blue pill, and then you slip in the pink, and then they're disappointed. They're like, "Oh fuck! Now I gotta listen to Chillin' Dude." And
that's my dog. For the rest of my career. That's my dog.
The green pill would be the next best one for me, or the less worse one. But I wouldn't put it in the same tier. I think pink pill deserves absolute shit tier. Like there are the super casuals who would take the pill. I'd say this would be a pretty cool pill for someone who is already close or at being number one in the world and also knows that no one else can take pills. Then they say, fuck it. You know, I could keep practicing. I know I'm the best. I don't want to feel dirty about being the best.
Yeah.
So how about I have some fun with this game? And then I fuck some people up with Ness and Roy and Zelda. Okay. Yeah. So I think we both agree on where these two pills end up. Now I think we're going to start disagreeing because I think the rest of the pills that we got are all pretty good in some kind of way.
Yeah. I think for me, you know, I actually think, given your interpretation of the black pill, I might end up with black under green for the reason that under for the reason that it says the word seeded. If it's specifically seeding, that's pretty good if you're a top player. If you're like HBox, that's insane. If you're Mango, that's insane. Seeding matters a lot at that level.
Would they pick it though?
Would they pick it?
I mean?
Yeah. First of all, would they even pick it? Yeah, they'd probably pick one of the fucking more crazy ones.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely has less overall ubiquitous value than the green pill, like for lower level players.
Yeah.
Well, okay. To me, black and green, I think, are in the same tier.
Well, yeah, you're kind of right because at what point does any category of player want this pill, right? Like the only category of player I could see taking this pill is someone who, values their own work effort and everything they put into this game, and they just want to be themselves, but they don't want to be inconvenienced going to tournaments. And I'm gonna personally put it into the same tier as the green pill.
I agree.
I wouldn't put it lower.
They're pretty interchangeable. I think that ultimately, if you're a top player, you're probably not taking either one, realistically speaking. I may do some rebalancing at the end. For now, I'm actually going to put I think the green pill, probably more people take the green pill than the black pill, but yeah, it's close. It's close.
Actually, I think the next one's kind of obvious for me.
Okay.
I think it has to be the gray pill, but it is a level above the rest, in my opinion. The gray pill... So it gives you a 3 stocks to 4 stocks advantage every time. It's the content creator pill where it's going to give you a great career, right? You're just going to be a highlight fucking reel nonstop.
Yeah, you're a monster.
You're a monster, you're hype, and then you get to, in very difficult matchups, you get a 0 to death on floaties. If you are a floaty yourself, so me as a Samus, I could see myself picking this pill because I'm going to get a huge lead, and then I get to hold it because I'm Samus. So yeah. I'm gonna take a lot of wins like this. And the 0 to death would be kind of cool. So actually for me, as a Samus main, who is generally not considered super hype, this pill will be great for my career in general, right? I'm going to start moving up the ladder. I'm going to start winning some key matchups in matchups that I struggle in, like Peach or Jigglypuff.
Yep.
And then I'll be hype as fuck, right? I'll be on the level of like Nun and Moki in terms of 0 to deaths, right? I'll be Twitter highlight reel all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Literally every single match I play.
I think the remaining 5 pills, the red, yellow, blue, orange, and gray, are all pills that I could see specific top players picking.
Like, it could be picked over any other pill, whereas green, black, and pink cannot. I don't think. Like, you have to settle for it. Like, they ran out of the blue pill, right? You're like, fuck it, I'll take the black pill.
Yeah, you
right?
went to the pharmacy, and well, they're out of that one, but if you want this one, you could,
shit.
you could
all right, give me the green.
Yeah. I think it comes down to, the gray versus the blue or the orange, and, a lot of people aren't going to take the blue pill just because they don't play spacies. The orange pill, you play at your physical peak, but I mean, again, even that, I think it feels great. But for me, like, if you're looking at someone with the orange pill, I mean, the orange pill is another pill where, like, someone playing at their physical peak, you have to be really fucking good to really, truly take advantage of that. A mid-level player with the orange pill also isn't beating Leffen.
Correct.
Oh, man.
You're not.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's tough. Wait, so what would you be putting next?
Yeah, I think gray next. I think gray next makes a lot of sense. Leffen Mango, you're better suited taking the red pill, the orange pill than the gray pill. Why would you want a magical 0 to death when you can skyrocket with practice and get natural 0 to deaths? Or you're playing at your physical peak. Zayn at his physical peak is getting 0 to deaths on Mango for free.
Okay, so.
Well, we got 4 left.
We got 4 left.
The next pill for me is. So I think the next 2 to me are blue and orange in some order. Here's the thing about the blue pill. If you're trying to break the game and you're trying to literally time people out with perfect ledge dashing and ledge stalling, blue pill's the wave. Me personally, and I think a lot of spacey players, would probably rather take the orange pill and the red pill. I mean, if you look at somebody like KJH, someone like Hax, they're already hitting a lot of the advanced techs that use Shine. And if you're taking someone that's practicing really efficiently or someone who's always playing at their peak, well, they're gonna hit a lot of their Shine out of shields anyway. They're gonna hit a lot of their multi-shines anyway, their jump cancel shines. The only truly game-breaking phenomenon that the blue pill brings to the table is the perfect ledge stalling and ledge dashing. If you're not using that technique, I think you'd rather go for the orange or the red pill every time.
Yeah. I think the blue pill definitely goes into B because of that caveat that it's not going to make you suddenly react to everything perfectly.
Agreed.
And also that not everyone's going to be a spacey player or want to be a spacey player.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of people that it filters out from that alone.
In my world, like, there's no world where I pick the blue pill, and so I have nothing to add to that. I think you're the blue pill expert.
Thank you, Hugo.
But the next pill that I would pick, and this is just for me, and I would go into the A tier on this one. Oh God, I'm torn. So I already know what my top tier. I already know what my number one is.
Yeah.
For me, the next pill is between the orange and the yellow. In my mind, red is number one. It has to be because. Okay. Red and orange are pretty similar, but red just does it better. It's like, if you want to be honest, you take either pill and they're both great. But if you're a practicing kind of person, well, then orange is also going to benefit you, but red's just going to do so much better. I agree. You'll have off days, but you're going to be so good that your D game is going to be good enough to win majors.
Not to mention, when your practice is that efficient, you're going to be playing closer to your physical peak more often. You're going to be more confident from the red pill because you're going to know that your preparation was as good as possible, and that's going to have far-reaching consequences as well. You talk about how the orange pill prevents you from getting nervous. Well, I think the red pill in its own way also prevents you from getting nervous.
Because you're just going to feel ready.
You're going to feel ready for, you're going to know in the back of your mind that you're fucking better than everyone else in the venue.
Yeah. So with that, I don't see how the red pill can be
out.
beat.
I don't think it's outside.
God damn it, Leffen's right again. He's always right.
Yeah.
It annoys me. He's never been wrong.
My top tier for sure is red and yellow in some order. And I think that the red pill edges out the yellow pill for a while.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I think at the theoretical limit, I think the yellow pill, if you take one god and you give him the red pill and one god with the yellow pill, I think the red pill guy, so the yellow pill guy is going to start winning immediately. The red pill guy is going to start winning after a little while. But then I think as you approach a certain limit, I think the yellow pill guy starts winning again. Yellow pill is fucking broken, man.
Well, here's the thing. Here's my counter to that. You both take the pill right now and then you play a set. Yellow pill is going to be better. All red pill's going to have to do is practice for like a month. Maybe probably less. Less.
And he's going to bring some shit to the table.
Some shit to the table. And then by 2 months, by 3 months, by a year, you're going to be so far ahead. Exponentially ahead.
Yeah, it's an interesting...
Here's the thing. Yellow pill is literally going to die before he can finally catch up to red pill, in my opinion. But I don't think the human lifespan allows you to live long enough to where your normal human practice catches up to the red pill, where your 3 frames are going to be good enough to beat him.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah,
and I think you're just going to straight up die. I know about age, dude. I know about the reality of mortality.
The reality of mortality, baby. Here's the thing. If that yellow pill taker is practicing 8 hours a day, he's going to fucking find some crazy shit that he can exploit that no one else is allowed to.
Yeah.
I mean...
And the red pill taker is going to go back into the lab and he's going to be like, I cannot beat this.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to find workarounds most of the time. It's a battle. You're right.
It's a crazy battle. It's a crazy battle. Yeah, the red pill taker, the red pill taker is going to realize, look, this guy's got me beating on reactions. I'm going to have to find situations through VOD review that he's going to be really good at, obviously, that I can find situations where he can't deal with this because of reactions. It's going to be ridiculous. I think...
Yeah, the red pill person is going to look at a YouTube video and just get way more out of it.
Yeah, it's true. That's
actually funny, yeah.
They're going to be the 2 best players, and then there's gonna be the fucking lame-o blue pill guy, and the red pill and the yellow pill guy are gonna be like, yo, we need a legend grab limit because fuck this blue pill guy.
And then the black pill guy is never gonna run into any of them.
The black pill guy doesn't run into any of them.
The black pillar is just gonna win the whole thing.
Oh god,
they're never gonna run into that.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's one more point I want to make. The pill strictly improves your reaction speed. Yeah. So if you are not humanly at a peak, you're not going to exceed human peak.
Exactly. Yeah, it depends who you are.
You're just going to be slightly faster than yourself. For me, that is the thing that holds that pill back. But I'm also a filthy Samus player, right? And I'm also old, so I don't have those kinds of reactions. So if I'm looking at a pill, I'm taking the red pill. It's the red pill for me. Yellow pill after that.
I'm gonna break the mold. I'm gonna say yellow pill first, but I mean, I think they're close. Maybe I take the yellow pill and you take the red pill, and we go on to become the greatest of all time. And I'll see you in grand finals, Hugo. To me, these are the two best. I think they're the same tier.
Yeah,
I think they're fucking.
I can see an argument for both, for sure.
Yeah.